You are real hot right now.
Yeah, but I don't have the hots. Let's at least clarify.
The Pacey I do. Always.
Yeah, well, he's the only one honorable tonight. Or at this moment, or however you want to look at that.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny to me. Your reaction is so funny.
I feel like I vaguely remember being just as stressed out. Slightly, but we just sat there and let it play the next one. It wasn't like we're going to talk about it and then have to go back and remind me what happens. But
I think that's the best part.
It's killing me because I'm like, to be continued. We should have just gone on and watched it so that we could talk about the whole thing all at once.
That would have been, and then split it into 2 episodes?
No. Oh. Just let me get past this anxiety moment of like, yeah, it's called high risk behavior. Bad decisions are being made at this moment. Anyway,
Yep.
Okay, let's go. We got to get through this part so we can finish figuring out what happened. Welcome to Press Play Again. 2 roommates, 1 remote. The rewatch podcast where we dive back into the shows and movies we couldn't stop talking about in college and probably still can't. We're your hosts, Anna and Megan, 2 roommates with 1 remote, ready to laugh, debate, and maybe get a little too nostalgic as we revisit the classics and discover a few new favorites along the way. So grab your popcorn, press play, and hang out with us as we rewind it all episode by episode. That might be the fastest I've read it, but it's because we've got to get to business. Because there's some people questionably getting to business right now that we need to know what happened.
Okay, well, the synopsis for episode 10, a series of horrifically epic tryouts for his latest movie project, now involving a teen romance, prompt a steamy dialogue between the 2 stars, Chris and Abby, while director Dawson and producer Jen decide that they may have to recast Abby's role. Meanwhile, Jack poses in the nude for Joey for her art class project sketch, who feels herself drawn towards intimacy. Also, Pacey sets out to fulfill Andy's dream date on his own with a romantic dinner and an encounter in a hotel room. This episode aired on January 13th, 1999. Brand new year. This is the first episode in a new year. It has a popularity rating of 52 out of 128 and an IMDb user rating of 56 out of 128.
Wait, say that again because I zoned out.
What part?
The rating, or like the numbers.
Popularity 52, yes. User 56.
Okay. That's okay.
And we do have new awards since we're in a new year, 1999 awards season.
Okay.
But we'll get to that at the end. I know what your mood is coming out of that one. What were you ready for this one? Were you still thinking about the election? Did you try to put the election out of your mind?
There's been a lot that's happened since the last time I was here and we recorded. So like that, yeah, and a lot can happen in a week, let alone a day. Okay, hence the episode. I don't know. I was just kind of neutral.
Like I feel like you're like
okay. Listen, I've halfway been that way most of today, trying to get what I had to do done earlier. I think that my mood going into it was just kind of neutral, whatever. Accord just because
just another episode.
Yeah. Okay. We're just getting started.
Okay.
But of course right now I'm like,
I know you're literally like, I don't know how to describe it. Your anxiety is on like level 15 right now
out of 10.
And you like
I can't imagine if this was real life and back in 1999 and I had to wait a week.
Oh my gosh, I know.
That's already crossed my mind like twice. Like,
you know, a lot of shows now, well, I mean, there's still lots of network TV shows that do that it's weekly, but a lot now are straight to streaming, so you have them all at one time.
Yeah, but like The Summer I Turned Pretty was once a week.
I know. Well, not in the very beginning.
Okay. Well,
the very beginning, it dropped them all.
I didn't watch it at the very beginning.
So even some streaming shows now are dropping them weekly. I'm
like,
okay, this is killing me. I knew what this episode was.
I'm so glad.
And I knew what is coming after it.
I'm so glad because I don't remember, and that's what's stressing me out.
These are not like, to me, the scene with Jack and Joey and the Pacey and Andy
Mhm.
are things I remember from season 2 very vividly. The episode as a whole is not like a top ranked one for me, but it's in my brain. Like I
Mhm.
remember it. So I was ready because I know
I'm
what
so
the
glad.
next one is. And I like the next one. So I was anticipating.
Mhm.
Now it's the same. I'm like I'm I'm cheery and laughing at you.
I know.
But I'm ready for the next one more than anything. This one is just one that sets us up for the next one. That's all
Clearly,
it is for.
it ends with to be
To be
continued.
continued. I wondered if you were even going to see that because you were taking notes
Oh,
and then
no, I
you looked
saw.
up. So, okay, so we have no. It is strictly children in this episode, and I say that very pointedly. Strictly
Yes.
children, no adults in this one. And they're by their couples here, but just we can go real quick with Dawson and Jen, in my opinion. He's trying to cast for his movie.
Yes, she's trying to help.
She's the producer since Joey
Yes.
doesn't want to help.
Yes.
And they are passing out flyers all over school. I kind of felt like this was a pretty organized thing for them.
Yeah, I
I
was
mean,
about to
his
say,
first
especially
movie
for
just had
Dawson.
his friends.
Yes, no.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to him for being brave enough for stepping out and being like, hey, who wants to come read for this? And I mean, for crying out loud, let's also at least acknowledge the fact that, yes, while it did have some pitch perfect vibes to the
audition.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my point being, they were able to secure using the school
auditorium. I was going
auditorium.
to say that too.
And that's not a typical deal. Like you would have to get permission and whatever else in order to go about doing that. So I mean, seriously, kudos to him. And they printed out all those flyers. Who knows how they came up with the money to do all that?
Well, he has the.
Oh yeah,
He has the grant.
Yes,
it's not going to cover everything, obviously, but yeah, I mean, back
he
then
did
too,
get that money, I
2,500 is
forgot.
going to go a lot further.
Yeah, but wasn't it 2,500 split in half with Joey?
And he did give her half of it. Did she take it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
She didn't at first.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, even still, that may be a plot point. I'm not sure. So, anyways, we'll keep going. But Jen is helping. They have different ideas of what a leading man would be.
Well, they have conflicting views on what the storyline should be for crying out loud.
Yeah, this whole episode is about sex. Let's just get that out there.
Yeah.
It's all about sex.
High risk behavior.
And some, it's like Jen and Dawson, that is the very forefront of the conversation. Pacey and Andy, it is the forefront of the conversation, but it's handled in a very respectful way, in my opinion, and like as real teenagers. Jen is not.
No.
There are teenagers I know that think like her and act like her. So I don't want that to be like you're too far removed and you're crazy if you don't think people are.
I feel like I know more people that would have been on Jen's wavelength than anything.
But it just felt very aggressive.
Oh, it was.
And then you've got Jack and Joey that are just like, they're on the, I think we have 3 different couples in 3 very, very different places.
Of course.
And Jack and Joey are just the most innocent. And it was a very, very innocent conversation. Like she's just wanting, jump my head, but she just asks him what it was like because she's just as curious. She's not asking in a sexual way at all.
No.
She just wants to know and prepare because she is scared of that. It is a little uncomfortable to have to sit there and watch teenagers have these conversations. I know they're not real, but teenagers. But then, and now that we're gonna have to talk about it, we just got to get through the high risk behavior here. But
yeah,
I did notice because the storylines are going in so clear different paths. Joey took a few scenes before we saw her in this episode. It was about 3 or 4 scenes before she ever came on screen.
Correct.
Because her storyline is not right there with Dawson's, and his is always going to be the first, the front running storyline. And so since she's not intersecting with his right this minute, she was kind of pushed back. And
she's doing her own thing. She's working on her art project. What she's enjoying, her new hobby.
Yeah. Good for her.
Shame on him for calling it a hobby, but still,
I know
what she's passionate about.
You're right. And he has tried to be
supportive
since then, and even as friends. But so Jen and Dawson, she's trying to tell him that he should consider rewriting the script because he did not put a sex scene in his script.
Right.
And he says that is the risky thing to do, to not put it in there.
Right. And I kind of agree because in many ways you just expect it to go there. I mean, that's definitely the majority of the narratives today. Um, I think that's what most teenagers, in some regard, fantasize about or think about. So, I mean, that would be the obvious choice. So,
Yeah.
I get it. I do appreciate his line that he makes at one point that it's about romance, not sex, because he's trying to drive it home that you don't have to do that for something to be romantic.
But also, he's never had that experience, so how
No.
would he? How do they?
No.
Anybody expect him to write that for a movie? He's never
Right.
had that experience.
Right. How's he's going to make something up and then potentially be super wrong? Like, I mean, but then again, he's seen enough movies, I think, that he would know enough to put in something
for his movie,
you
but it
know,
wouldn't be. The whole movie is about him and Joey. So
even though
also,
he denies it.
he denies it. Everybody else knows it, but then also the simple answer would be, this is based on a real life situation. We did not, so I'm not going to put it in there.
Right.
But he's denying it's about them.
Which is why he's defending his argument that it doesn't need it.
And it doesn't.
It doesn't. No, that is 1000% correct. But
because sometimes when you add too much of that into any movie or TV shows, it really takes away from the acting, it takes away from the storyline, and it just goes too far. It can be done in a tactful way within the correct relationships, but sometimes it's just like every other scene, we don't need this.
No.
You're really taking away from the storyline. It's like, do you not think that your actors are good?
Well, furthermore, it cheapens the storyline in many cases, in my opinion, depending on how it's done. Or at least, let's say, it can cheapen things.
It can.
And especially,
it can be done sleazy.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't mean as part of the storyline. I mean just the way it's made.
Correct.
And done.
And there's a lot of, I mean, in the film industry, there's a lot of pressure because, I mean, we've all heard the line that sex sells. Either way, that's their problem because I love a good rom-com.
Me too. I watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days last week.
That's a good movie.
It is such a good one. Okay, so but Dawson and Jen, after when they're in the auditorium, and she's telling him that she thinks that he should consider a rewrite, and he's like, no, it's romance, and he just walks off. That scene though is when she says, what did you like about me?
Right. She starts by first admitting that she's found herself in this storyline as this very small part in Act 1. And she's pumping him for basically compliments. And fishing.
Part of her long game. She's been playing for a few episodes.
We know. But then she asks, why did you like me? And he spills some beans and stuff that was pretty obvious, and it's awkward, and it's like, girl, don't.
I mean, in one of the first scenes, she's talking about how nobody wants to go watch The Boy Next Door, and but we all want to go see the dangerous bad boy that we've talked about before. But
you're
here
so
she
hard,
is,
and hot and heavy after The Boy Next Door.
Exactly. I think part of it is because she can't have him.
Oh, 1000%. That was where I was
is
just
all about the game. Right now, at least. I do think that Jen has character development, but in season 2, she is strictly about getting what she wants, just for the sole sake of getting it.
Yes.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look. It makes you kind of wonder what she was like in New York. Are we reverting back to some old tendencies here? Like, that's been a thought that's crossed my mind a few times this season. But, there are girls out there like that.
Oh, for sure. Still, age does not,
no.
There's not a cutoff. There is definitely not a cutoff.
No, there is not a cutoff.
I'm so glad no one can see inside my brain right now.
I know, same. But at the end of the day, she continues to play this long game and ends up basically with us left off wondering, did she fully get what she wanted? Because he comes sneaking in her window, and then
she has that whole conversation too on the dock about love versus lust.
Yes, thank you. That basically she's trying to plead the dangerous case of two people who have sex together who are in love. That's just obvious. Basically selling that as boring. Lame, whatever. But that
it's more interesting.
Two people who have sex that are in lust, it's more interesting, and all these other adjectives and ways that she describes it that makes it sound so cool.
It to me, not to me. This is it. She's never been in love.
No.
That's the only way you can cheapen it to boring and uninteresting.
Right. But at the same time, if she can keep it in the realm of being in lust and not in love, then it doesn't require any strings attached. It doesn't require any.
Well, that can be your intention, but they're gonna be there.
True, but it doesn't. There's no accountability beyond. It just happened. We did it because we wanted to, and we moved on. But
I think that makes herself feel better about all the choices that she has made.
That is correct. That's basically,
and it's her just trying to get Dawson to do what she wants right now.
Right. She's trying to frame it up in a way that if he buys into the lie, that he can accept it or rationalize it on some level.
Well, that's where we leave off. That's correct. What happens. He's climbing in her window. She's got her flannel pajamas on in the bed. And he crawls into bed with her and says that he's been thinking about this rewrite. So he climbs into bed with her and they are making out. And so that's where we end with that couple. Jack and Joey. She's drawing her. They've moved past fruit bowls to nude models now. She is working on some last minute things for the project that's due, and Jack comes up with his chocolate milk.
Yeah, and I noted that he's complimenting her work and he's genuinely interested, and then clumsily he knocks over his chocolate milk on her sketch and it's ruined.
I mean, it was everywhere.
Yeah, it was. It was ruined.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, that's not getting submitted or turned in.
She's upset, a little angry, frustrated because she can't go back. The model is gone.
Yeah. But he later comes up to her and he offers to pose for her to be able to recreate his this art project so that she doesn't get an F and fail.
And at the end of that scene, when they both agree to it and they both walk away, they both look like, what did we just agree
to? I made a note of how awkward their faces look, but Jack's especially, like,
he was scared to death.
Yeah, he like crosses his arms. He almost looks like he's already been violated.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, like, dude, you're the one who offered.
And then
I
can't figure his character out.
I can't either. Honest. But then we find out that he's already done it.
Yes.
He's not a virgin. And, you know, like, okay, so you made that face and clam up as you're walking away, and
I don't know. I really can't figure him out.
I can't either, and that's another reason why I'm like, I can't remember how the next episode goes, and anyway, I have a couple of ideas, but I'm gonna wait to see if what happens. But anyway, I just, you know, Joey ends up telling him that not every moment with you is sexually charged, and both of us kind of made up.
We've said that. We've been talking about that.
But, you know, anyway, so they walk off from each other, like we said. Then they were at Joey's house, right? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. So he brings up the fact this is like the Titanic scene, but you know, the roles are reversed. And again,
awkward.
But then it's just like this totally painfully awkward situation of like, he's going to leave. She's telling him this is just too weird. And then he goes to get up and clumsiness again. The towel falls and it's like, and then, you know, he's like, well, I guess I might as well stay.
Yeah.
So they get past things. She's doing her art project, him as the model.
And they seem more comfortable though, because she's like laughing and joking and she's like, it's fine.
Yes, but then spills the beans, or out come the beans from Jack that he's not a virgin, and she's like asking what it was like, and he says it was scary.
Yeah, and says he doesn't know if he can actually describe it.
Right, but then goes on to
try.
Yes, then describes it like seeing.
Well, she says describe it like it's art.
Okay, well, I missed that line.
She said, describe it like it's art. And so that's why he was describing it with all these painters and paintings and
Okay,
stuff.
well, I missed that line. That was
Changes a
yeah,
little bit. Okay.
Yeah, well.
Well, I mean, she's not asking him in a sexual
No,
way.
it was
She's
not.
not asking in the attempt of like seducing him.
No.
She's just curious because it's been this thing that they've all talked about for so long and nobody other than Pacey and Jen. Okay, her and Dawson have no experience with. And so it's just been this elephant in the room type of situation. And I think sometimes when something is talked about and put on such a pedestal, whatever it is, and you kind of get nervous or scared that there's going to be some type of letdown or it's going to be.
You get so worked up that it becomes a bigger thing than it
Yeah,
actually is.
I mean it's like we talked about it. Oh, Andy and Pacey with Tamara when she's like, you have all this experience with her. What if I'm not enough? Same thing with Nathan and Haley in those pictures. That's what we talked about in that episode. Same thing. It's like that. Joey, even though Dawson has no experience either, it's like she's trying to figure out what she's in for a little bit,
sort of.
and she just wants to hear his experience, not in a flirty way. And he describes it as art. And the phone rings and she's like fully listening.
Yeah.
Like zoning out listening. It's a little
Awkward.
weird. Phone rings, she jumps up to get it, and then he realizes he has also been swept away in the moment. And grabs the pillow to cover himself up. It is just this fully awkward moment.
Painfully awkward.
Again with them.
Yeah.
But in another scene, he's fully clothed. And they move past that awkwardness.
Well, he tells her that, if you're curious that, I'm here. And it's just, it's so, I mean, I can't think of any way that would have been cute or flirtatious or like.
I'm not that curious.
No. It's like.
But they start making out pretty hot and heavy.
Yeah.
And that's where we end off with them.
Well, but Joey is already kind of detached from this situation or that like wavelength until he basically tells her that, like it's hard for me because I want to hold you and like all the things that he says there. And then it's like she's suddenly somehow finding herself moving closer and inching in, and then the conversation continues, and then they end up making out, and then we close their scene with they're making out together on the couch.
And I'm uncomfortable.
I am too. I mean, that's just
it's so uncomfortable.
It's terrible.
But then we've got Pacey and Andy, and they are not completely free of the uncomfortableness, but
oh boy, yeah. So
he starts out the entire scene with her at school taking his HIV test results to her.
Yes.
Says that they are negative, and that's positive in his book. And she says, I liked what he said after this. She says, you argued with me. He said, I argue with you all the time, but it doesn't mean I don't listen.
Yes.
That is his character. That is him to the core.
It is.
And so I like that. And they are such a cute couple. And so I did feel like the only saving grace for these two was I did feel like this is a real conversation between a couple.
Yes.
Yeah. So she
they go to the pharmacy.
Well, before that, in the hallway, still, she's like, I missed some of it because I was up doing stuff, but something she essentially asks him, would he want to? When she's ready, would he want to do that with
he
her?
tells her that he didn't get tested for them to do it. Like,
yes.
He's trying to disarm her from thinking that, I
did feel like that was genuine with him. Through the whole episode of like him saying, we don't have to do anything.
Yes, his efforts to disarm her at any time, as far as like feeling nervous or anxious or whatever.
Yeah.
They were 1,000,000%
genuine.
Genuine.
Yes.
And through excellent acting
Mhm.
and writing, it was very clear that
Mhm.
there were no ulterior
Mhm.
motives. This was not a Chris
Mhm.
Wolf trying to tell
No,
you, oh, we don't have
no.
to do anything. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then long game is that he's going to take advantage.
Him listen, because through the whole episode she's saying the things that she would want to make that night special.
Right.
Dinner at a French restaurant. She's very
Mhm.
specific. And
She
he
is.
listens to everything. The point is he listens
Mhm.
and he makes a night special for her.
Mhm.
And he says, because I think when she takes that blindfold off, she's kind of like, oh, is this what you're expecting?
Mhm.
And
Well, but
he
he
says
did everything that she
he
said that
did
it would
for that
take.
night. But then he says, no,
But
no.
if anything, he admits that he was doing this just as much for himself as it was for her, that he wanted to give her her fantasy of an evening.
Yeah, perfect date.
Correct.
Essentially.
Not just to get in her pants.
Yes, yes.
So, I mean,
And call me crazy and naive. I probably would have believed any word that came out of Pacey Witter's mouth back in the day as a teenager. So he could have played me like a fiddle because I would have believed anything he
but
said.
that's the thing.
But I do feel like it was genuine.
It was genuine, and even though, I mean, even if you had, if things had gone the way it did for Andy, he stops the whole train before it can get out of control.
He does.
And then leaving. It literally ends the whole episode.
She's the one saying, no, I might be ready. I might be ready.
I might.
Yeah, I might be ready. And he says, no, when you're ready, you'll know you're ready.
Yeah, and we'll basically recreate this then. But
I think the whole point of him doing this night, even though this is how she described what her perfect night and that being the, the end goal for her, it's just him showing that she's worth a special night.
Correct.
She's special to him. He didn't have this with.
Mm-mm.
He may be experienced in that area.
Right.
He's had no experience in relationships.
Correct. And he tells her that he knows how important this actually is and like what a big deal it is. Because, I mean, hello, look at what he's experienced at this point.
Exactly.
But, I mean, ultimately, he was the best guy out of the whole episode, which we always know that the MVP is going to go to Pacey Witter.
I love him.
Yes.
He will always be on a pedestal to me. I'm telling you, even when he does something so terrible that some people just can't get past, he has his reasons. And I love him.
He's precious. I made
He's
that note.
And he just, every time he looks at Andy, he just sees like rainbows and butterflies. It's like his eye, everything is just so sweet and sincere, and it makes me giddy to look at him, honestly. And he's so genuine with her at the pharmacy.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
The medicine at the pharmacy.
She lies.
Well, he also says take 2 Xanax, and he says her name on it, and he's like, wait, isn't this for severe depression and anxiety? And she says, no.
That's my mom's. We have the same first name.
But honestly,
even his reaction's a little weird here. It's like relief, but she can tell that he's relieved, so that makes her feel bad in a way.
I think the relief, though, has to be coming from what they experienced in the last episode, where it was so dark and just kind of scary that he just witnessed her kind of losing it in the last episode. And it's like she tells him in that episode, I'll be back to normal. And so yes, he remembers that scenario and what happened, but he does not want to believe that is who she is or what's going to happen to her, that she's going to end up like her mom. And so I don't know that he fully believes about the medicine necessarily.
Right. But at the same time,
he's choosing to just, okay.
Because, I mean, here's the thing. It's got her date of birth on it. If he's read as much as her name and how many times to take what and whatever else. But, I mean, the point of the scene is bringing up what she's taking. It's a big deal medication.
It still ties us into what happened in the last episode.
That
so it didn't feel like a completely separate episode that's like, wait, we're not even going to address this?
But it still sets them up for what's to come because he's in the condom aisle.
Yes.
And he's
And she catches him off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she says, "Just buy some.
Yeah.
It's better safe than sorry." He's like, "Really?"
Ooh, yeah. Okay. She said, well, we can be adults about this. And then bless her heart, when the moment arrives, she's totally unraveling, and he's like giving her a hug, like, we don't have to, is what he's basically trying to drive home, and ultimately they don't. Kudos to them. Props. And he even says that the scariest or most dangerous thing about this is him stopping, just and not.
I think that the more he proves to himself that he is a good guy, that he can be committed and honest and decent, the more he wants to be that. The more he's proven that he's capable, the more he wants to be that. And he sees how good he actually can be and how good he is with her.
And how good they are for each other.
Yeah.
Because if it was the wrong girl, this wouldn't be the same.
No. Oh no.
If it was a Pacey and a Jen situation, this would be a totally different conversation.
This is his first love.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Me too.
So you don't think that any of the three couples continue further?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think that Jen is probably going to push her limits on Dawson. But I feel like he doesn't cave. I can't remember. And I think I cannot remember. And I didn't really want to put my predictions out there because the obvious thing is that one of them or both of them does it, but I don't think that they do. Like, I feel like either Bessie or somebody walks in on Joey because the door is right over there. Potentially. I mean, this is like, how does this end? These are the few things that have toyed through my head. But the one I'm most concerned about is Dawson with Jen.
Really? I'm more concerned with Joey and Jack. And I know what happens. Concerned in like an uncomfortable way.
Oh, yeah, that, yes.
And what will happen the next day.
Going through with it?
Okay, so I have no red flags for Dawson. There's red flags with Jen.
Oh, yeah.
But not with Dawson.
I'm not going...
Yeah. Dawson is my only concern.
Yeah.
There's no red flags with Dawson. Now, he needs to stand on his 2 feet and be firm in his conviction of like, no, I'm not rewriting it. But he doesn't, out of his own peer pressure, curiosity.
Peer pressure.
Yeah. So it's not a red flag though, because it's normal, especially at that age. Okay, here's this I wanted to bring up about the prescription bottle. Do you know anything about Xanax? Really?
I mean, some. I don't know.
I really don't. He reads the prescription bottle and says, take 2 tablets a day, Xanax, 20 milligrams.
That sounds like a pretty high dose.
There is no such thing as a 20 milligram Xanax tablet, and this would kill the character.
Yes, I was about to say.
Yeah, they didn't research that well.
No, because I want to say like 5 milligrams is a pretty decent prescription strength.
That was like a big goof, like, geez, but, you know.
Well, I think that if anything, it was just meant to underscore the...
I think it was just random. They just decided
maybe,
a number.
Maybe.
Nobody would pay attention to that. Well, okay, there's only one movie that I found. Oh, Megan, come on. It's obvious. Jack and Joey.
Oh, Titanic.
Yeah,
I already said it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you had it.
I
Don't
did.
second guess yourself.
Well, no, I know. I draw a blank every time somebody asks me something. This is my life, okay? My brain doesn't work good under pressure.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so before we do a game and kind of close us out with our MVP and rating, the awards. I know you're so ready. I know. The awards, though, these are good, though. This is why I want to bring them up. So,
okay,
when we started...
Kidding. Keep going. Keep going.
When we started, this episode is less than 30 minutes.
I know it is, okay? So sorry.
When we started in 1998, we did go through the 1998 awards. and there were a couple from this show that won. So I want to start with the Teen Choice Awards. 1999 Teen Choice Awards, which technically did not air until November, but this airing January 3rd, this would have been the time that the voting was based off of.
Gotcha.
So the Teen Choice Awards, I just find it so interesting to look at who else is in the categories and the time that it was. So Choice TV Actor, Joshua Jackson was nominated. David, I'm not going to pretend to know how to say his last name, for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Scott Foley for Felicity, not for Dawson's Creek, but he was in Dawson's Creek. Joseph Gordon-Levitt from Third Rock from the Sun. James Vanderbeek from Dawson's Creek was also nominated in this category. Barry Watson from Seventh Heaven. I loved Seventh Heaven.
Never saw it.
Okay. Scott Wolf, Party of Five, and Noah Weil, ER. The winner in this category was Joshua Jackson for Choice TV Actor.
Of course.
I loved it.
That's a no-brainer.
Let's see. Choice TV Actress, Sarah Michelle Gellar won, but Katie Holmes was nominated.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then Dawson's Creek won Choice TV Drama.
Interesting.
Some of the others in that category were Seventh Heaven, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Charmed, ER, Felicity, Party of Five, and The X-Files. So you kind of see what was on at the time.
Never watched any of those.
I did Seventh Heaven. Felicity, I think, maybe I'm wrong. I think that Joy from Haley from Winter Hill was in Felicity.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Let's see. Choice Breakout TV Star, Carrie Russell won from Felicity, but Rachel Lee Cook, who we have not met yet in Dawson's Creek, she comes in a few episodes. I'll point her out. And then Meredith Monroe, Andy, was nominated in this category. So there was lots of awards for the Teen Choice Awards, and Joshua Jackson, though, and Dawson's Creek as a whole won. So that was really good. I love that. Okay, the Young Star Awards that I had never even heard of. In 1999, this was the 4th annual of this award. Best Young Actress in a TV Drama. She did not win, but it was Michelle Williams as Jen Lindley. I just thought this was so interesting right here. This is Best Young Actor in a miniseries or made-for-TV film. So this has nothing to do with Dawson's Creek, but I wanted to say it anyways. Smart House. Did you ever watch that?
Yes.
Disney? Okay.
Yes.
Ryan, the guy in it. He didn't win, sorry, but he was in that category.
Oh, cool.
I loved Smart House. I was obsessed with Smart House.
Smart House was very good.
I used to make my kids watch it at school.
Yes.
Like, y'all are going to be introduced to the classics.
Yes. And the sad part is, that's a pretty good representation of, like, where life was actually headed.
For real. For real. So that was the only award for the Young Star Awards was Michelle Williams, but they had lots of nominations. That's what I said a few episodes ago about Joshua Jackson. He won. I really think the scenes with him and Andy and the mental health scenes were a big part of him winning for Dawson's Creek because he was so good. I think that his character has evolved, but also his acting has evolved in this season.
Oh yeah.
There's just something about how he interacts with every single character. It's different.
It's like he's kind of really settled into his role and really become or taken on a deeper level of his character.
Yeah, he's not just a sidekick in every sense of the word. Like, I know they made jokes about that in the dialogue, but he really has.
Ever since that scene where he tells on the day of his birthday that he tells you,
he's going to get his own storyline. Yep, he has.
Ever since.
He has.
Ever since.
And he is our MVP. So, okay, well, those were the awards.
Cool.
Let's do our ratings.
Okay.
What do you have?
I have a 6.
Because you're like... Okay, well, this is a first. I'm going with a 5. Because first that I'm lower than you, because it's just neutral. Like, I like it because of what it's leading us to. Obviously, it's like necessary because it builds up. But the next one, though, just wait.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
Just wait. Okay, 6 and 5. Nice. Can you elaborate just a little bit of why you gave it a 6?
Well, there's a part of me that almost went with a 5, mainly because like what the storyline entails, and it's like, but the pushover on one more point was the Andy Pacey deal, and then how he totally like resurrects or saves that moment Because clearly she's not ready.
Yeah.
The good guy here is what had me giving it one more point. But
so who's your MVP, or who or what is your MVP?
I mean, it's hard to even keep making this category a thing because it's going to be the same person.
I know it is
for
every
being
time.
the good guy
because he's the whole package.
He's precious, but
okay. What about a moment in the episode though, specifically instead of a character? Because character, it's going to be him for a long time. I feel like.
Well, I still just said
just
it.
him.
It's him in that moment where he stops the train before it can get out of control.
Yeah,
and he's like, this isn't it."
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's even anything else that I could, but I just don't think there is. Like, nothing with Dawson and Jen is and Jack and Joey, nothing.
There's zero other MVP moments or stellar moments in this episode, period.
Okay. We are down to only 3 things to spin until we repopulate it because we've gone through things and I don't want us to do 2 in a row. So
okay.
It's my turn to spin, though.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Kill, keep, rewrite.
Oh, God, don't put me on the spot for this. I don't know.
Storyline to kill, storyline to keep. Okay, let's just do the 3 storylines in this episode. Because I can tell you, the one I would kill would be Jack and Joey. The one that I would keep would be Pacey and Andy.
The one I'd rewrite is Jen and Dawson.
Absolutely. So easy on that one.
Yeah.
Those are the storylines from this particular episode. Now, if I'm going with the whole, that would be really hard to flip through.
I think I'd rewrite Gail and Mitch. I think I would still kill Joey and Jack's storyline and keep definitely
anything with Pacey. Anything with Pacey other than Tamara.
Yeah, no.
I think that I would kill the hurricane episode where Doug is flirting with Tamara and the whole pulling the gun on her. I would kill that whole thing.
That was not necessary.
Didn't like it. Rewrite. I'm trying to think of just season 1, honestly. I would rewrite probably anything with Dawson in season 1.
True.
I would keep the scenes with Joey and her dad when she goes to visit him in prison.
Yeah.
Those were good.
good.
Okay. Well, I think that's it. One thing you're hoping to see you're going to answer for?
Clearly. I need to know or be reminded what ends up happening between Dawson and Jen.
Here we go.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. If you loved hanging out with us, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube, where you can watch this full video, and follow us on Spotify so you never miss a rewatch. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok for clips, behind the scenes moments, and all the nostalgia your heart can handle. Leave us a comment, rate the show, and share the episode with a fellow roomie. It truly helps more than you know, and we really appreciate it. We love hearing from you too. We'll be back every Tuesday and Thursday with more laughs, more nostalgia, and of course, more rewatches. Until then, keep the remote close, the memories closer, and as always, be kind. Rewind and press play again.
Bye! Roll the credits. Press play again. 2 roommates, 1 remote is fully DIY. Editing, us. Producing, also us. Recording, yep, still us. Posting it everywhere, shockingly, us again. 2 roommates, 1 remote, 0 team. So please clap accordingly. Thank you very much.